What's up guys, Motonosity here. Today we're going to talk about Skully Helmets. Facebook or my Instagram, more specifically my Instagram, I think is where I posted photos. Chase on 2 Wheels and I were chosen for the Skully Helmets beta program that they had. So they were taking beta applications for people to try out the Skully helmet, and Chase and I were chosen. Skully brought us out to California to their headquarters to check out the helmet, see what it was all about. If you're not familiar with the Skully helmet, I made a video about it a while ago, back when they were taking applications, and I made a video kind of all about what they were doing. The Skully helmet is a new helmet company. Well, Skully is the company. Skully helmet is a new helmet that has a heads-up display inside the helmet, and heads-up display being similar to what you would have in more upscale cars, or even if you think about video games like Call of Duty, all of the information that you have for you, or in a racing game, all the information you have to you on the screen when you're moving along, maps and speed and things like that. Well, the Skully helmet has a real-life version of that that does similar things. You know, it'll show you speed, it'll show you maps and directions if you have those plugged in for where you're going or something like that. It shows things like weather or direction, phone calls if someone rings into your phone, things like this. And it shows it inside the helmet. There's a little small screen type thing over in your peripheral vision, and you have this information available to you all the time. It also has a rear view camera on the back of the helmet. Holy crap, that is a large machine backing up there. That thing needs some lights because I could not see that. And it has a rear view camera in the back, so that'll show on the screen as well. So like I said, Chase on 2 Wheels and I were invited out to California to try on the helmet. So this video is going to be giving my thoughts on that. It's also going to be addressing some of the complaints that people have had about Skully the company and what they're doing, how they've done the launch for this thing, and the pricing around the helmet. 6'4" Honda most recently made a video about this, saying that he was not a fan of the helmet, that he did not like what the company was doing, and that he thought the helmet was overpriced, overrated, and a money grab by Skully just to make money, and it was kind of just like a gimmick thing. I love 6'4" Honda. This is just me addressing some of the things that he had to say. Not bashing anything he said. I talk to the guy all the time, good friends. But he was the most recent person to make a video about it, so I just wanted to address some of the more specific things that he brought up. Cut to the chase. Got to wear the helmet. I didn't get to go riding in it, but I got to wear the helmet for an extended period of time, and I got to get a good feel for all of what it offers. I got to use the different features and really experience the helmet. So to give you a conclusion right off the bat, just so you know where I'm going to be traveling in this explanation with everything, I love the helmet. It is an amazing experience, and it's something that you're going to love using if you're ever able to use it, and it's something that you're going to want to use over and over again once you have the experience of using it. I equated it to Bluetooth headsets in the sense that when I first used my Sena headset, which is by far the best Bluetooth headset you could have in a helmet, I was kind of like blown away. Like, it's a very simple thing, but once you use it, you will never want to not use it when you ride with someone else. It is that good of an experience. It changes your enjoyment of riding that much. In the times that I've ridden with buddies and not had Bluetooth, now that I have used it, it just hasn't been near as enjoyable because you can't communicate with each other while you're riding. You can't comment on things that you both see. You can't quickly communicate back and forth about, we're going this way, we're going that way, we're going to do this or that, blah, blah, blah. And it's just not as great of an experience once you have the enjoyment of using a Bluetooth headset. I'm kind of just wandering around right now. And that's how I feel about the Skully helmet. It is an incredible piece of technology, and it kind of changes how you expect riding to be for you. Apparently I can't go across here. Alright, we're gonna be doing a turnaround. It says no U-turn, but I'm doing a U-turn. Sorry, hope there's not any cops. Like, it is really that good of a product to make you not want to use something else after you've been able to use that. So what makes it so good? The first feature that I am absolutely in love with and really would not want to have a helmet that doesn't have is, well, obviously all of this is rolled up into this screen, this heads-up display piece of technology that you have inside the helmet so you can see all of this information. One of these pieces of information is the stream from the camera that you have on the back of the helmet. It's a wide-angle lens on this camera, and it is literally the widest angle camera you could expect to have out of anything. It is near 180 degrees. If I'm riding right here, I could literally see something almost directly next to me from this camera. It's that wide, and having this much visibility behind you is better than anything you could get out of any mirror. I take the stock mirrors off of my bike for two reasons. One is looks, and two is the fact that I can't see around myself with stock mirrors. My shoulders are just too wide. They're completely useless to me. And having this camera on the back of the helmet not only gives me vision that mirrors should give me, but vision beyond what mirrors should be able to give you. You can see all of behind you, and it's not ultra distorted. Obviously there's some distortion because it's a wide angle lens, but it's not like everything, the motion of things across the plane of vision are logical. They're not like moving in odd ways because of distortion. You know, if something moves left to right, it's going to move left to right on the screen for you in this camera vision. It is just a really, really nice view. Let's go ahead and turn around because that was a lighted road, and I think that's going to be better here. It's really, really cool to have. The screen itself is, so here's a little backstory. I've used Google Glass before, and I was really, really excited for Google Glass, and I thought it would be, you know, something really integral to what I use and what I would want to use. And that turned out not being the case. I was very, very underwhelmed by Google Glass. It did not live up to my expectations in quality. It did not live up to my expectations in functionality. And I just didn't enjoy using it. It actually hurt my eyes to look at this little cube type thing that Google Glass was using for the screen projection thing. So going into using the Skully, I was very, very skeptical because I expected it to be a very similar product. And while it was similar in a sense, it was not underwhelming at all. It was incredible. It was easy to use, it was easy to see, the resolution seemed higher quality, you know, it didn't seem like I was looking at a really crappy screen, it looked good. It didn't hurt my eyes. The cool thing about this screen that they're using is that you can kind of see through it. It doesn't, you're not just like looking at a block, you're kind of looking at an extension of the things that you see. So, you know, if I'm just looking far ahead at what's ahead of me when I'm riding, I can quickly glance down in my peripheral vision, see the screen, and glance back up, and I've seen the information. It doesn't require a lot of effort to focus on this thing. Your eye just, you know, just like that focuses on this. So it's really easy to look at and doesn't really affect your vision. And further on that note, one of the points that 6'4" Honda made was that he just felt like it was going to be a major distraction in your riding, that you're just going to have all this information from all of these different things in front of your face, and it was going to distract from your riding. And that's not the case at all. It's out of the way. You don't notice it unless you want to notice it. And it's just one small area. So you don't have like all these different pieces of information in different places. It's one place, and then you can cycle through different pieces of information. So it's really, really simple and out of the way unless you need to see something. So, you know, that's not something that you have to worry about with having a distraction while you're riding. And it's not just cool information to have, it's, you know, things that you want to see. You know, having your speed right there that you can glance at, having directions on the screen there rather than having to look at a mounted phone somewhere. You know, I love RAM mounts, and I have my phone mounted a lot of times so I can see maps, directions, or, you know, just general information. And I have to like physically move my head down to see what's on the screen. Not only is there hassle in that, but the fact that there may be glares on the screen from the sun, you know, having it out in the weather possibly. And it's, you know, it takes a lot more effort to focus on that than something that's just in your peripheral vision, and it's inside your helmet. You don't have to worry about glare, you don't have to worry about weather. It's just, it works. The other cool thing thinking about glare is this visor that they have. It's, they call it Electrochromic. And Shoei is trying to do something similar. They've been saying that they're going to release this visor for months now, but they still haven't. And Shoei's is more of a progressive visor, so you think of progressive lenses on glasses, you walk into a room from outside and the lenses get clear. You walk outside and they get dark, like sunglasses. Well, the Electrochromic visor, there's actually a button on the side, and it kind of I guess, sends some sort of electric current through the visor when you press the button that makes it dark. So you can control when it's clear or when it's smoked rather than the lens, the visor choosing for you, which is really cool to have. And it's just like a button on the side. You just press it and boom, it's automatically smoked. Going kind of away from the functionality, because I think I've covered that. I think their functionality covers it a lot. The shape of it, it's about the size of my Shoei RF1100, and I would say it's about the same weight. It's not heavy. You know, a lot of people were thinking that this is going to be a really heavy, bulky helmet, and it's not. It's really sleek. The only real difference is the kind of wing that it has on the top back because of the camera. Apparently it has really good aerodynamics that are supposed to make it one of the quietest helmets on the market. Obviously I wasn't able to test that because I didn't go riding with it, but you know, it was really a really cool helmet. I love the design of it. I don't think it's not heavy, it's not bulky. The design really works well for this. And then you think about things like the possibilities. You know, we talk about looking at speed. We talk about looking at maps or directions or calls coming into you and be able to answer with Bluetooth on this thing. But then you think about like all of the potential for what this could entail just by integration with, you know, developers or something like that. And all the apps that could be in this to provide different types of information. You know, you think about using this helmet on the track and all the information that a track rider would want available to them in, you know, just a glance in their peripheral vision. You don't have to worry about looking at a dash, whether you're down to the right or left. You don't have to worry about, you know, what on your bars are obstructing your vision to your dash. You have all of that information right in your helmet. You don't have to look away much at all. You know, it's really, really promising. So, and that brings us into the pricing and the launch of it. A lot of people are upset about how this launch has gone and the pricing around the helmet. The helmet, I believe, is priced at $12.99 or $13.99, depending on if you're an early buyer or not. And it is expensive. You know, it's the most expensive helmet that, like, general market helmet that would be out. But you know, you have to take a step back and look at what you're getting, and look at where this is coming from. You know, a lot of people are, 6'4" Honda made a point that he thinks that all this is a money grab from Skully, and that doesn't make any sense when you think about it, because Skully isn't a gigantic corporation. They're not showy, they're not a ride, they're not Icon. They don't have a ton of money to throw around with some random project and try to put it out to the entire market. It also isn't smart to make a product that every person is going to be able to buy, because you don't know if it's going to have mass appeal, and it doesn't make sense to manufacture a crap ton of helmets if you don't know the market demand for it yet. And again, this isn't a massive corporation. Skully's a startup, and you think of how other startups work. In order to get running with something like a product-based startup, they need funding. And you know, from the get-go, they're operating from a deficit. It's not like they have a ton of cash, and by running a campaign to earn money for production, that's not just making them more money. What that's doing is actually recouping costs that they've already incurred. So Skully is basically taking the risk of developing this piece of innovation. You know, no other company has done anything like this yet. You know, yeah, there's other companies that are making semi-similar type of units that, you know, strap onto the helmet or whatever, but no company is this close to production with such a well-made unit. You know, as someone who's actually used the product, it feels like a consumer grade product. It doesn't feel like something that's crap and that there really need some improvements on it for it to actually work. It's already working. And a lot of research and development goes into being the first to build something like this and taking all of the risk of figuring out what works and what doesn't and how to integrate things into the helmet and all this stuff that goes into making this and making a new product that no one's made before takes a lot of money. A lot of research and development goes into making something innovative, and they have to recoup those costs. They can't, you know, some people are saying if you're able to raise, you know, $1.6 million on this campaign, why don't you lower the price on it? And $1.6 million is not a lot. That they're probably going to be running at a loss for a while. You know, it's going to take a lot of sales to make this a profitable business. And that brings us to another point, like, it is a business. It's not like a non-profit helmet maker. You know, all of these companies, Icon, Shoei, Arai, they're businesses. They're trying to make money. And Skully's trying to do the same thing, but they're trying to make something new and innovative. And it takes money. And so, you know, as a first edition of a product, it's not gonna be cheap. It's not gonna be the same price as every other helmet because it's got that first edition factor. It's one of a kind. Well, not one of a kind, they're making more than one, but you know what I'm saying with there's a value in being the first edition of something. There's a value in being the first company to come out with this. You can't get it from anyone else. So if you wanna be the first person to have something like this, you gotta pay the big bucks to play with the big boys. Is it worth it? You know, that's an individual basis. That's something that you gotta ask yourself, because what may be worth amount of money to me, it may not be worth it to you. So, you know, and they know that. They know that not everyone is gonna want to pay that amount. But in order to make this work, in order to, you know, get the ball rolling in trying to build a company that's making a profit, trying to make a product that is a good first edition and can really build off of and change the motorcycle industry for the better, they have to release a product that costs a lot of money. You think about like Google Glass, $1,500 for a piece of metal with a crystal cube on it. That's a lot of money, but it was one of a kind. It was a first edition. It was not something that they were trying to make sure everyone had right away. They wanted to build demand around it. They wanted to build curiosity. They wanted to make sure that the people that were having it were people that really, really wanted to have this product so that they can improve upon it. The same goes for, you know, biotech companies. It takes millions and sometimes billions of dollars for the research and development that go into new medicine. And that's why these companies are worth billions of dollars, and why the biotech industry is becoming so large. These companies are being the first to release these new and innovative methods or medicine with like DNA mapping. You know, it costs a lot to start out, but costs continue to go down as it becomes more widespread and the manufacturing costs go down. Obviously you're not really manufacturing stuff with DNA mapping, but you know what I'm saying, computing power and things like that. You know, new medicine, it costs a lot, but the company that comes out with it first is worth a lot of money because of the licensing that they can have for generic products in the future. So, and I know there's going to be random people that are coming in the comments telling me that I don't know how the biotech industry works, but And my point is that the first company to release something has justification for higher costs because of the research and development, because of the fact that you can't get it from anywhere else. So those are my thoughts on it. I want to stress the fact that I am not being paid by Skully. They're not telling me what to say. I don't work for Skully. I'm not part of Skully. I'm just giving my thoughts as someone who's worn the helmet, who's gotten to use it, and someone who, you know, has seen how other products have been released from other companies and how other startups have worked. I'm just saying it makes sense. You have to decide if the money is, or if the product is worth $1,500 or $1,400 to you, but I'm just saying that the price is justified. Whether it's worth it is your choice, but I'm saying it's justified. So those are my thoughts on the Skully helmet. Let me know your thoughts, please, please, please. If you have an opinion, make a video response. I know YouTube's gotten rid of video responses, like in one sense, but make a video response. Link it down in the comments, or just leave a comment if you have something quick you want to say. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Leave a comment with any questions you have, if you have any, and I'll be sure to answer them. I try to answer and reply to all comments that ask me anything, so let me know. Again, I'm Motonosity. Be sure to subscribe if you like this, if you enjoyed it, or if you found value in it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.